Please tell me why you always hate. 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 Yeah. 104 times how it go down. Slaps on deck for the.
Yo, what's happening, man? Y'all already know what it is. It's Twice Talk, and we are listeners supported by 91.5, the Rebel, HD2, Las Vegas, the broadcast service of UNLV. And of course, I'm always accompanied by the never duplicated Oak. How you doing today?
That's a new one. I'm doing good. I like that.
And you doing well today?
Yeah,
Just good?
I got my Cleo braids.
I see you over here.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, ready. If you guys didn't notice, we got the modern day mogul sitting right here next to us. We got Twix in the building. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. You did.
Yeah, real good, real good. Looking good too, brother. Appreciate you for coming, man.
It's all good. I appreciate y'all for inviting.
That's love.
Let's get it in.
So, when you're a modern day mogul, man, you got your hands into everything. You're doing all the most. And the question that comes up all the time is, how do you separate or make yourself so successful when you spread yourself so thin?
You know what? That's a good question. It's hard, but you got to know what your end goal is. You got to have a plan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you have a plan, and with that plan, you got to set up things to get to that point.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps you on track with your plan. Like I tell people, the difference of dreams and goals is goals have a plan.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Dreams saying you want to do with a goal is when you have a plan for it. So if you plan for it, you can do multiple things as long as you plan for it. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. Yeah. And so what you got your hands, I know you got your hands in the barbershop. So that's when everyone knows you. What you got, about 3 or 4 of them?
Now I got 5 barbershops and 2 salons.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And actually one of them had that got burned down not too long ago.
Yeah, that was it was in the same plaza as my Theta Mall 3 barbershop, but that was my photography studio. I had a tailor-made photography studio that burned down.
Man, so how'd you overcome that?
You know what? With that one, I say I ain't gonna lie, it kind of sucked because that one, I gave that business to my ex-wife. She was married at the time, so I gave it to my wife, right? And she had insurance on it, not blaming her for picking it because I probably picked the same insurance.
Yeah.
But she got the wrong insurance for it. So when it burned down, we didn't get anything from it.
Oh, no.
And then we divorced when it burned down. So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I left it alone. I might do it again.
Okay.
But since it was ours and I gave it to her, I don't know about doing it right now.
Right.
I'm letting that settle down. But it was doing good too. Tailor-made photography. Shout out to everybody who came.
Yeah.
Have you since changed insurance company?
Yes, I have. Actually, you know what I did was since that happened, I called on my current insurance for my other businesses, and I added more personal property because we have the insurance where it's just pretty much physical liability. So if you got hurt in there, you took care of it. But all our cameras, all our printers, we lost everything.
Oh, everything got burned?
Everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's all right though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm all right.
Now you're learning as a
now, hey, that's what it's all about, being a business person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta learn from your mistakes.
And you've really been on since I was in middle school.
Right.
That's early 2000s.
Right on.
So how do you I don't want to use the word sustain again, but how do you keep that level of focus amongst that duration of time?
You know what?
And
honestly,
then you're reinventing yourself every trend and every season that comes around. How do you tend to stay on top of that?
A big thing is, I look at Puff Daddy for a good example of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Diddy for all the young.
right. You dig? I look at him for a big example of that in a person, inspiration, because he stays relevant. And he is old. Yeah. I'm old now, so he's really old now. You know what I mean? And he started off dancing. I started off dancing. He started off doing promotions in clubs. I'll do promotions in clubs. So I look at what he does. I'm like, he could do it. I could do it. You got to stay in tune. You know what I mean? And Las Vegas is the only big city left that have things you could have room for new ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the last big city with space. So to me, I like filling in voids. That's why I got a photography studio. We need black photographers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have a couple black photographers, but nobody had a studio.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna get a studio.
And that's
right. You know what I mean? I'm promoting the high school kids for their senior pictures. Instead of them corny pictures everybody does, I put Jordans in the background. I do graphics. Yeah. So I'm putting cool stuff in the background. Yeah. So I'm just gearing it for us. You know what I mean? So to stay relevant is to stay relevant to your people.
Yeah.
And it'll happen.
Most definitely. Yeah, that's
so you try to keep it loyal when it comes to dealing with
that's
the black community.
Big time. And giving back. I tell all business owners, that sounds care bearish, but it's real talk. You gotta give back.
care
Yeah.
very
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some people just say stuff to say it. I'm real with it. You know what I mean? I'm from North Las Vegas, born and raised. I've been through a lot of stuff. I was a kid doing bad things. I got out of that, changed my life. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I done seen people die right in front of my face, get shot right in the head. I seen all that. I seen how crack came to my neighborhood in the States when I was 10 years old and changed everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? So because of all the stuff, real life stuff. So because of stuff I saw, you know, when I speak it or give it, it's real deal. It's not for no politician moving out to sound good. I really do it. You know what I mean?
Are in the community.
I'm really in the community. You see me on the West Side all the time. You see me in North Carolina all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all about giving back. You can't take. Especially us as black people. We know that people are counting. Like, okay, they got this, they got that. What he done lately? You can't do that with me because I'm always giving back. I need to. It keeps me going.
How do you define giving back? Like when you said that you give back, like what exactly do you mean by that?
Good question. It's multiple things. Like in general, like there's a lot of single parents out there, right? There's a lot of single women. So when it comes down to go to work day, I have so many kids come to my barbershop because there's not a father in their life. And the mother asked me, can he come to work with you? Now, I'm not even messing with the mother. Like, you know what I mean? I keep it very professional. But can he come to work with you on that day because he doesn't have a father figure? Come on, that's giving back one way. You know what I mean?
That's super love.
When I'm cutting your hair, you know, when I'm cutting your hair in that 30 minutes, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Well, how you grades? What we doing? You know, where you want to be in life? What do you want to do? That's just one aspect. Besides of, you know, all the fundraisers, I give back to the homeless shelter, and not just to black people. I give period to everybody, but I do focus on us. Yes. You know what I mean? And I always say North Las Vegas because I'm from North Las Vegas. There's nobody cares about North Las Vegas to me. You know what I mean? All our politicians, and they're all friends, no disrespect, no shade. But our politicians,
keep it real.
I'm keeping 1,000 out. Everybody focuses on the West Side, but nobody, you can't think of nobody from North Las Vegas. Anybody says, oh yeah, from you think negativity from Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So that's why, okay, that's a void I'm trying to fill in. Okay, you think of Las Vegas, think about media. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who used to do bad, who's doing good now. You know what I mean? In the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? And who's giving back. So that's what I'm about.
I also heard that you go out to, I forget which barbershop it was, but you go every weekend and teach free barber school as well?
Well, yeah, it's not every weekend, but I go to different barber schools. I go to Votech twice a year, and I speak to all the cosmetology students and tell them my story of cutting hair and everything. And I went to Votech also. Now it's called Setka. Setka. It's like Southeast Southeast Careers Tech Institute, something like that. Oh, wow. But it's Votech to us. Yeah. But yeah, I go there and speak. I actually speak a lot of places in general. Anytime, 100%. If somebody asks me, 100%. If you ask me to come speak and I can come, I come.
That's love.
You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't get paid nothing. I don't care about that. As long as I can talk to people and tell my story and help somebody out, I'm with it. And that's another way of me giving back. You know, besides financially donating toys. You know, we do that all the time. Donating toys, donating socks for the homeless and giving away food for the homeless. That, you know, that's cool too. But a lot of times to me is like, if I give you something, what did that teach you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Versus me talking to you like, okay, what's going on?
Versus being a leader and being a positive role model.
Exactly.
And influencing people to be a certain way.
Exactly. The principal of Booker Elementary, I never even met him, but he's heard about me. Not brag, I'm telling the truth. He's heard about me and asked Tiffany and Natasha, my PR, to contact me to speak to a young student who, for some reason, they can't, you know, get to him. They can't reach him. So I took the day off, went there, spent all day with him. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because this is how serious things are. I told my whole little story. I thought he was like probably gangbanging or something, right? After I talked to him, he started smiling. We had a long, good conversation. I kept in contact. I asked Tiffany, you know, what happened to him? And she told me that, you know, his mom's on drugs, his dad's in prison, and his mom sold him. Wow. His mom sold her daughters on prostitution, and she even sold him a couple times to get molested. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh man, that was way above the things I was talking about. Yeah. I didn't even know that. That's horrible. Yeah. And he's the same age as my son at the time. He was like 12 at the time. You know what I mean?
So the principal at Booker reached out to you because he knows that you're influential in the community.
Right.
And you run an award for 40 under 40.
Yes, ma'am.
For being influential too.
Right.
Was that because of your character, or do you think that was more so being a businessman?
Good question. I think, okay, I'll break it down to 40/40 is an award that Review Journal, who owns Review Journal, Review Journal is owned by Greenspun. A lot of folks don't know Las Vegas history. Greenspun owns Green Valley. That's why it's called Green Valley. Green Valley's not a city. Henderson's a city. So the Greenspun family, who's uber rich, right, owns Green Valley. So they named it Green Valley because of Greenspun. Greenspun owns Review Journal.
You know, we're actually in the Greenspun building right now.
Yeah, we are.
You dig?
That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, oh, so they own this too.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah, Greenspun, Boyd, these are real big. You know, we know about the Fertitas and stuff because we hear about it all the time. But Greenspun, that's the real deal.
That's the real money.
So they own the Las Vegas Review.
Right. And then look, 7 Magazine, all those publications they own.
Okay.
So they're the ones who give the award out, which is, you know, makes it real prestigious to me because it's, you know, and then think about that.
Yeah.
You know, and they choose 40 people under the age of 40 who are influential. So back to the original question, I think I won it from, in general, like the body of work that I've done and being a business owner. Be able to juggle that and juggle that. And shout out to my sister Alicia Taylor because she actually won it before I did.
Oh, nice.
So to me, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? That my sister won and I won. It's a rare award to get.
Yeah, that's sweet.
We got 2.8 million people out here, so you know that's cool.
40 under 40. How old were you when you won?
39.
Nice,
Oh.
nice.
You know?
Yeah,
My last year, I just made it. I'm like,
I think you won it in.
I just won this year.
In March.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. Congrats.
Thank you.
So when you won that award, you said it was for, like you said, your works of in the community.
Yeah,
and in the business world.
I believe it because they just say most influential people. They say in business and community. So it's a plethora of things they use. But I believe that the things I've done add up to me.
What did they highlight? Did they highlight the promoting and things like that?
You know what's weird though? They didn't mention my promoting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because that's how I know.
And you know what I'm saying? And
like you have all white parties.
Right, the all white parties, the all black parties, all the color. The keep it real. Let me tell you something. Look here, though. Look what I look at. Look here. Okay. Let me tell you something. So all these theme party throwers, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got it from Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy did a white party. He was known for doing that, right? Nobody in Vegas did team parties at all.
Yeah.
So because of that, I said I'm gonna do it. Did it? It went good. So I went from the all white party to all black party to the black and white party to all shades of brown party to the red party. So I did the theme so much that other promoters started doing theme parties because now it's the thing to do. You know what I mean? And I had to put it out there. You know, but no shame. But you know the history, what's going on. You know,
Twix did it first.
You did.
I just could never find anything to wear to an all white party. I really
What? All white when I'm feeling godly.
Go to that store, black and white. Half of it's white.
Yeah. I don't look good in the all white.
How you figure that?
The black straight.
Don't like it.
See, you
the black is good.
I'll go to the all black party.
There you go.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
How tough is it being a black promoter in Vegas? Because I just know that black promoters are targeted by police officers and they stand outside the parties and all that. We went through that in our City Boy days.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
Oh, yes.
So I always give y'all a heads up. Now let's tell Smiley and everything. Like you know, it's so crazy out here when it comes to being a black promoter. Like you need to be doing the most positive stuff in the world. You know what I mean? And Metro and them gonna be there. Now it's cool to be there to make It's cool to be there, making sure it's cool. But when you're there harassing people, you know what I mean, and showing your presence, making people, feel uncomfortable. Yeah. That's not cool. You know what I mean? And they've been doing that. I plan on doing a DVD about that. A documentary called Vegas. You know what I mean? Like discrimination, racism. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be real. It's bad.
Like an hour documentary or something?
Like an hour documentary. I'm gonna touch on prostitution and everything too in Las Vegas.
Gonna go out and interview like random people.
Yeah, I'm gonna interview people. I'm gonna interview people who go to clubs. I'm gonna interview promoters. I have a lot of white promoters who told me they'll do it for me. DJs who will tell me like these hotels and stuff will say this. They will say, "Uh-oh, it's getting too dark." That means there's black people there. If it's work,
that's exactly
it's a word.
Wow.
It's called too dark, and they'll change the music to get us out of there. You know what I mean? They have some clubs have a line just for us. It's a line for people who won't get in. It's usually us. So you wait right here. You're not getting in. And I only know that because my friends are security. And they're coming, what you waiting in line for? I don't know, told me here. It's like, man, I can't get in this line. I got you. They put you in the wrong line. But I don't like to be. I don't want to be the special black person.
Crazy.
I don't
Why
like
do you think
that.
that is? Why do you think that black people are
stereotyping
like
that, man?
You know what?
Black promoters
and you know what? I really.
Because we all
that's a great question. I'm gonna say this. You know, when people say, "Oh well," because the violence, yeah, violence can happen. But violence, people die on the strip all the time, almost daily. You feel me? My friend works for Hazmat, and he got to pick up the dead bodies when people overdosing at these pool parties.
And they never talk about it.
Never talk about it. Right? It's not criminalized. They overdosing. I'm talking about, and people dying all day out here. Nobody talk about that. You know what I mean? But us, if one thing happens, I shoot outside. Oh, it's this and that. You know what I mean? I've done over 2,000 events, and I'm not making numbers up. I've been doing price since 4th grade. 2000. 4th grade. I've had 4 incidents, right?
Manish.
I was a DJ at CC Cox Elementary in these streets. You did.
4th grade. What was y'all
I went from potty training to throwing parties. You
He
did.
training the
To party training, you know what I mean?
That's a great jump
You
right
know
there.
what I mean?
4th grade. Y'all was gonna let that slide too.
And I'm dead. My teacher, no, not off subject, but my teacher asked me to DJ the dance at CC Cox in 4th grade. I know what a DJ was. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's a DJ? She's like, you play the music.
So you just been an influencer your whole life. You just stood out.
I'm humble, so I don't like, you know, but yeah. You know,
but at one point, did you decide when you were promoting to start getting more active in the community? Because I know you just now started, or I don't know when you started the community currency challenge. At what point did you say, okay, I need to do more?
You know, great question. When I became Sigma Beta, right, under Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which I'm in now, right, a lot of us from my neighborhood switched from doing bad things and gangbanging to being in Sigma Beta Club, right? As y'all's in junior clubs too, you know what I mean? And once you get in those type of clubs, right, they're all about being positive. I mean, you're cleaning the streets up, you're feeding the homeless, so you have to do it. And when you do it, you know what I mean, it grows on you. The feeling of doing something good is so money is not worth it. Somebody smiling, you know what I mean, when you do something good to them is overjoying. Yeah. So me doing that as a beta changed my life of doing positive things and keeping it going. Yeah. And since my closest friends became betas too, we all pretty much became sigmas, it just rooted in us from that. Yeah. So we have to do that.
So like John Maxwell actually said this quote. He said, when you live a life of significance, success never tastes the same. And that's kind of what you were saying right there. Like when you're significant in someone's life, and you, like you said, you seeing that smile, then that doesn't measure up to success. Right? You real talk? And so that's love, man. That's love. Right. Right. So you talked about the Sigma Beta. So do you have any like projects or anything coming up with them? Are you going to get back in the community with the betas?
Yes, actually, I just started like my son's Sigma Beta and my 3 nephews Sigma Betas. Right. My brother got murdered in 2003. Right. And he left three kids behind, 3 sons.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all right. So you know, me, my sister, and their mom are the ones who, you know, raised them. They left Oklahoma and they came back. So now, like, when my living right now, I'm about to pay for his barber school. Nice. He just graduated from Cane Springs. So I'm about to send him to barber school, take care of him, to show him how to be a man and be his own businessman too, whatnot. But with the Beta Club, in summertime, the Beta Club pretty much takes a break. Right? Okay. When school starts back again, they're back on it. So once school starts again, we'll get more betas and then we'll be more involved in the community service that they do.
Do you ever get involved with the university or anything like that?
Yes, like our undergrad chapter pretty much, you know, tell us things going on campus, we'll come on campus and do it. But usually that's when I'm cutting hair. So I can't come on campus for things unless it's nighttime, a symposium or something like that. Okay. And I'm here.
So what's up? Can we get like a freedom festival? Can you get it popping? We want to see some stepping. We want to see some parade. Like when last time?
Well, it's going to be a yard show. We always have a yard show when the school starts. So
when the school starts?
Yeah, it's going to be a yard show not long from now. Yeah, right on the yard. So and I'm going to try and make this one.
So what do you handle when the yard shows happen? Like, are you choreographing? What are you doing?
Good question. So a yard show is when, you know, pretty much all the fraternities are out, fraternities and sororities, right? And D9 is which pretty much the Divine Nine, which are the historical black colleges who started the black fraternities, you know, and we usually step. That's our thing, you know. And the difference, I had somebody ask me today, a white gentleman who's in the fraternity, asked me, say, that's cool. He said, do other fraternities step who are not black, right? I said, well, they can.
That's a great question.
Yeah, they can.
I have no clue.
I've seen it a couple times. They even have Hispanic fraternities.
Yeah. Oh, no. That step?
You know what I mean?
They better work.
All right.
So anybody can step, but the reason that the D9 steps is because the D9 took the dancers from Africa and tribal African, you know, procedures of moving and formulate that to step. That's why usually the D9 steps of fraternities came from Africa.
I like that.
Right. But back to the yard show. The yard show, everybody just shows off a little. Everybody just pretty much just show up and show out. Everybody has a table and information. Like a party. It's like a block party informational. So that way, if you're new to the campus or whatever, you've been there, you want like, oh, what's up with the betas? I mean, what's up with the sigmas? Or what's up with the Calvins? What's up with the iotas? You can walk around and talk to us about it. And we can tell you when our interest meeting is. Yeah. When we're founded and whatnot.
So when is the yard show?
The yard show usually
like the first week.
First week of school. Yep.
And it's on campus.
It's on campus. Yep. The Rebelpalooza. I think that's it. Rebelpalooza yard show. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
We'll find
Mhm.
out.
Yep.
We need to be there.
Oh,
True.
I'm there.
True.
I'm there.
Oh, you there?
Yeah. No questions. I'm
Okay.
there every year.
But I wanted you to tell people about the CCC.
Got you. So the CCC, actually, my little cousin Devin Brooks, he's the one who came with me the idea, and it means the currency, community currency challenge.
Okay.
Long story short, you can look it up. Like when it comes to the black community, our dollar doesn't recycle as much as other races.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
They say what, it goes around maybe one time?
Maybe one time, but the most like 3 times, and that's the most.
Yeah.
Right? With other communities, it's like 20-something, 40 times.
I was gonna say 17.
Yeah, yep.
In,
See,
for the Jewish
in there,
community.
yep.
For
Before it leaves, and what we're saying is, for instance, if I was another race, right, I'll spend it at this grocery store, and the grocery store spends it at this place. They spend this place, but it's all in their own race, and I'm cool with that. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean? And as us, we need to start doing it too.
Correct.
A lot of things with black people, we're so scared to say the word black. I can't stand that.
I'm not.
I'll say
black.
black. In the black community.
Black.
We're all black.
Yeah,
That's why she ain't going to the white party.
That's the real reason.
You feel me?
You could have just kept it real.
I just don't look good.
So media trained.
So with that, Devin Brooks, he actually owns Brooks Health Behavior Center, which is major. He has like over 200 families.
Is he a politician?
He's not.
Okay.
He's just doing this because he's doing it. He owns a health behavior center where he takes care of a lot of families who have like different behavior problems with their kids or the family structure's messed up. And he have councilmen
He works with children, right?
Children and parents.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right. If your family got something going on wrong, you can contact them and they'll take care of Medicaid, pay for it.
Right.
And they'll send in doctors, everything, talk to y'all what's going on in your family and take your kids around and show them different scenes in Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what this company does. So he came up with the idea and he brought it to me, and so we're the first ones to do it. So he did it in my barbershop first.
Mm-hmm.
He got
so explain what actually takes place in this transaction.
Got you. So for instance, say you own the barbershop, right? Mm-hmm. So you have the dollar, right? So you're the first person with the dollar. So you come to
there's a physical dollar.
Physical dollar.
It's a physical dollar.
Right, that you're going to spend.
Glass,
in glass, yep.
Oh, okay.
And you're B1, so you're business one. So you got to put B1 on the dollar, right?
Okay, so you take it out the glass, write it
Yep.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
Put that on there.
Glass.
Okay.
Then you come to say I own a taco shop. You come to Twix's Taco Shop, right?
Okay.
You buy a taco for $5.99, whatever, right? But $4.99 is that $1? Is that $1?
So Devin is there throughout this whole process.
No, we're just now it's going. Everybody tag everybody so we see what's going on.
Oh, so we're just passing it along to
Yep.
different businesses.
So now when you give it to me, the taco shop, I put B2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a picture with it with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he owns a bike store. We go to his bike store, he's B3.
So
and we tag him.
What's
And
the
we see it.
goal? What's the goal
To
in
see
doing this?
How many is going
Right. He wanted to do it 10 times. We're at number 15 now.
Nice.
I believe we can do 100.
That would be excellent.
But what's the goal? Like after we circle it 100 times, what do we get out of that?
This is the goal.
Get more bread.
Well, besides the monetary financial gain, people who are watching this become now conscious of it.
Mm.
So now you spend your money, you're like, I could go here, but let me go over here because this is black owned. Okay, I could go here, but I just found out that Teriyaki Madness and Centennial is owned by a black family. Let me go here. You know what I'm saying? Let me go here. So because you're watching it.
Mm.
Okay.
And us as business owners, usually if you're an entrepreneur, you got to have some type of following or you won't be successful.
Correct.
So if every business owner is screenshotting the pictures and saying this, we're all getting each other's crowd to watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's doing so many things at once. It's a multifaceted things. You got other people who are not business owners who might be inspired to own a business now. Because now they're seeing all these businesses.
And the support.
Right. So
honestly, I see it more as like a marketing strategy. I see that as being more successful as being marketing. Because you can use that tool and let more people know about different black-owned businesses.
True.
I don't know how much it's helping the economic structure in the black community, but I would say that it's a marketing strategy, and I think that it works better for that.
And I'll say this. With me marketing, probably ain't helping me. Because I'm pretty, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
pretty much nobody new going to see me, I exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but for another business, it might be great.
Yeah, it could be good for them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it all depends. Like his business not to walk up like Devin. He owns Health Behavior Center. People don't walk up to his business. he doesn't even promote it. So, you know what I mean? So it's different for different people.
Based.
Right. The simple fact we're talking about it means to me is working. Because we're talking about it. To get people consciously thinking about, okay, a black dollar.
And his name was
But how much
Devin Brooks.
Okay.
How much do you really think cycling around money within our community actually helps our economic status?
It's not right now. It's the eventual thing. It's like reading a book. You read a book about self-taught and self-learning. Once you finish reading it, you didn't change right then. But reading the book, you're conscious of what you read. And you can change your movement, change your patterns. And that right there can change the whole algorithm of how people walk and move and create and spending money. That right there is something you can't determine how it can be. Right. But it can be astronomical what it can happen. Yeah. Especially when they see people who they admire doing it. See, if you admire somebody, you like somebody like they're doing, then you'll try to do it too.
Most definitely.
Well, you also had a post on Facebook and you were encouraging people to buy homes. And you were saying owning one home is not enough.
True indeed.
So do you think that would help our community more than cycling around money?
That definitely would too. But at the same token, that all goes together. Because let's say him being a business owner, right? And we're all business owners. We're cycling around, and we cycle around, the black community cycles the money more. That means the business make more money. If the business make more money, they can put more back into the community if they're doing what I'm doing. The other people will do that. If they do it. But life is an if, right? So it is, because you can't make somebody do something. Right. So everything's an if. You know, in reality, if they do that, everything's an if.
I guess my point is you're not going to accumulate wealth by spending money, but you would by owning something. That's why I brought up you saying owning houses. Like that would actually help us.
But in the same token, though, if we spend our money in our community more, in general, we'll have more money. Period. That's point blank. If we spend our money more in our community, we'll have more money. Once you have more money, you can buy more things.
But when you say that, that implies that when we spend money elsewhere, that's the reason why we don't have money.
No, I never told anybody the reason why we don't have money. I see the reason we can have more money spending with each other. You know what I'm saying? If we spend with each other, we'll have more money.
I guess I disagree with that.
That's cool.
More money than what?
More money than we had. For instance, Lexus, it was a Cadillac and Lexus. Black people are pretty much 10% of America, right? But we buy something crazy number like 30. What is it?
Mercedes was crazy. Yeah, they said.
I didn't hear the Mercedes one. Yeah, I heard the Cadillac and Lexus one.
Two more than
anybody else.
Two,
right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, that money's not going back at us at all. Where if we were buying something that's black owned, right? For the business person, they get more money. For instance, if you live in a neighborhood, right? The neighborhood you live in, that school gets more money. Arbor View gets more money than Rancho. People don't know that because of the taxes people pay in that area. So if you got more people spending money with each other, we'll get more money. If you get more money, you're paying more taxes. If you're paying more taxes, your schools are better. Your schools are better, get better teachers. It's a trickle down theory that really can't be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I still feel like that blames poor people for where they're at.
No, I've never mentioned that. I hear what you're saying.
That's what it does.
I love
and
that.
the same token, because you're saying that the structure of our society is built off of where we spend our money.
I didn't say nobody the structure of society. I'm saying that we need to spend more like everybody else.
Okay, so when you say that, that's saying that we're not competing with capital that's already there. Like capital that's already in the system. Like you don't hear white people saying, "Oh, we're going to spend money amongst."
They don't have to because they do.
They know it because
and white people never say white; they say Americans.
The definition of economics is the structure, the branch of knowledge pertaining to the consumption, production, and the transfer of wealth. And so when you think about the transfer of wealth, you're moving it back and forth. That's economics, to build the economy. So you have to spend that money amongst your circle if you want to help that structure.
And I guess I'm saying circling money amongst people does not increase how much money you have.
It does. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, tell me.
It's easy math. You put 100 pennies down here and take off half, it's only 50 pennies left. You get the 100 pennies and keep it here, it's still 100 pennies. So with that,
it's not growing. That
no. But you got to give it to. It's not going out. Right. That's the difference. It's not going out, and it is growing because now those 100 pennies got paychecks that are coming in and spend those 100 pennies inside. So 100 pennies, 200 pennies, 300 pennies versus going out. You know what I mean? The more money I make, I couldn't pay for my nephew's barber college if I didn't have the money to do it. Now my nephew's gonna have money. I'm gonna make sure he has money to take care of somebody else. So that's 2 families that's good. My daughter's gonna be straight. All my kids are gonna be straight from what I'm doing, right? From what I'm doing. But I'm getting money from who? Usually black people.
Okay.
That's who I'm giving my parties, my clubs.
There was a study done by Howard University in Indianapolis where they showed that this buying power is a myth and that it was created by a PR firm to basically get consumers to buy a certain way.
Now I say this.
And also that the numbers, money will circle around in the community. That was never factually documented.
You can't make that a fact. You can't say it's only a study. And I heard a study about studies, however you want, or NPR News. I listen to NPR News every day. Listen to NPR News too, y'all, every day. A study about studies, however you feel, you can sway a study your way by saying another way. For instance, black men.
Have you ever tried to debunk that?
Can I do it real quick?
Go ahead.
For example, they say black men are the most, doesn't have fathers in the home. We're the least fathers in the home, right? But in the same token, black men are taking care of more other kids than not theirs than anybody else too. Because at the end of the day, they take care of somebody else's kid. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how many black stepdads it is.
I did.
But people don't though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's how you want to personify or polarize the so-called study you did.
Yeah.
But it's just literally, if you think about it, it makes sense. If you're spending money with each other, it'd be more money with each other than it going out. That just makes more sense. Even if it's a dollar. If a dollar goes 100 times, right? If the average purchase is $50, that happened right then and there. And that is a fact.
I feel you.
You can't, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like
No, please ask me.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
Please ask me. I love talking. I love talking and debunking or whatever, you know what I mean? Conversation.
Well, in your own time, and Devin Brooks or whoever else is involved in this, I want you to consider that when you do that, you're also blaming poor people for being poor.
Nope, I don't believe
saying that that you're not spending your money in the right place. That's why black people are doing.
Nope, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I can't allow you to tell me what I'm saying.
Okay, well, to me that's what it's.
I hear you, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's Twix in your face. You dig? That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying we will have more money spending with each other. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I love the way we converse.
It's awesome.
I love it.
I like you.
So I told you she's gonna be on your neck.
I'm good.
Neck.
We gonna tell them next. No, but you know we need this. You know why? Because if you're not asking these questions, somebody could think that, and then I didn't answer it. So you need to ask me that so I could answer it for the person who thought that.
I think that that whole phrase "buying black, circling money," I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not. I'm just saying that it only helps a little bit. It's not really helping as much as we think it is.
No. Financially, like I told you, it's the thought of it. When you're conscious about something, if my mama tells me don't hit no girls, and I'm conscious of that, I get mad at a woman, I probably won't hit her because my mom keeps telling me about it.
Right.
And that changed everything. You know what I'm saying? So all goes in the mind. Mind over matter. You got to believe it first. You know what I mean? So if you believe in that, then it'll happen more. I believe so.
So let me ask you this. We're going to shift gears for a little bit. So what would you say the greatest challenge in communicating between the different communities is? Because you have to communicate to several different communities on several different scales. What would be the greatest challenge in changing up the way you communicate?
To me, the hard thing is people have stigmas and prejudice with each other. You know what I mean? So at that, you automatically think, oh, they don't like us, or they don't like us, or they don't deal with us. I hear black folks say all the time, oh, Africans don't like us. You know what I mean? I got a lot of African friends.
I've heard that a few times.
I hear it all the time. But I'm like, have you talked to an African? No. So I said, everybody says that. Everybody knows that. How does everybody know that? You know what I'm saying?
From history.
You know? But no, Africans, people who, like Nigerians, Ethiopians, like if you never talk to them, how do you know? You know what I mean? I talk to Africans all the time. And it's pretty much the same thing. They say, well, you know what? Y'all don't talk to us. So we don't talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? They like, we came out here from Africa. We see y'all, Black Americans, and y'all not even talking to us. So we just wait till more of us come out here and stick with each other. And they really spending money with themselves.
Yeah.
It ain't no joke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, like the answer your question.
Money, though.
They all don't have money. And right across the street is so many people, pretty much refugees, who go to this African church in my barbershop right here.
Okay, some Africans don't have money. I agree with that. Because some of them left because of war and all that stuff. But let's not compare that to where blacks are in America.
I'm not talking about financially. I'm talking about in general.
Because you're like, they ain't really spend money.
No, with each other. No, they with each other do. They do. They really do. So, like, that's part of their culture. Is they spend money with each other. Like, that's part of their culture. That's what they supposed to do. I was in an African wedding that was a week long, and it was the best thing I've been to so many events in my life. That probably was the best event I've ever been to in my life. Was it Ethiopian? Well, actually, Eritrean. A lot of people know about Eritrea. Eritrea is right under Ethiopia. They had a war with Ethiopia for like 20, 30 years. Anyway, I went to a Eritrean wedding. It was like a 5-day wedding, and it changed my mind on everything.
How?
I'm gonna tell you what. Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yes. How did it change?
It changed my life. Because one, like our traditional weddings, we just pretty much do what we learned, what pretty much white people do. You know what I mean? Because we came to America and we learned what they do in the traditional wedding. With them, they wear traditional clothing, which is cool, right? Besides that, your family as a woman,
what do you mean by
traditional African clothes, like kente clothes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Whether Eritrean clothes, but African clothes, right? Mm-hmm. So your family has to cook. My family has to cook. We don't get a caterer. You know what I'm saying? When the music's played by the band that we fly from Africa, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no DJ.
Yeah.
Have a real band, right? All the men have to do a warrior dance with all the men in your family. All the women have to do a dance with them in your family. They have to. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't no sitting back just hating. I look at that dress. Look at that tuxedo. No, you have to be together. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many different things. And the person that's singing the songs, because I know they're speaking because he's speaking in a different language, right? So I asked people, I'm like, what is he saying? Because everybody kept going crazy. He said, well, the bride and the groom gave him a list of all the family members, right? And he has to make a song and put everybody's name in the song.
Wow.
And that joins the family together. So he's singing the song. It's a lot of time, but he had to give it to him 6 months. It was a long song too, though.
Yeah,
it's a long song.
Like 10-minute song.
Boy, it's like 30-minute song. I ain't gonna know about 30 minutes. That song kept going.
Anybody that can have a 5-day wedding, we got some money. They sitting on some change.
They did have some change.
Yeah. But they did have some change.
But I don't know anybody that can have a 5-day wedding.
But with that saying, the certain things in a wedding, I'm like, it just felt like, honestly, I felt like a child who got separated from my family, and I see my family, and they look like me, and they're doing things I should be doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what we're supposed to be doing.
So what kind of things would you incorporate, or something that you would inspired you the most to use in your life, like into your next event, or maybe in your wedding?
Well, I'm not getting married again.
I'm not getting married.
I'm pro marriage.
A man that gives relationship advice.
Yeah, I'm pro. You know what?
Does not want to get married again.
You dang right. Heck no.
That makes me go into one of your barbershop topics.
We can. I only got 100 in me. I gave her 100 and that didn't work. That's a wrap. I only got 200.
You only got 100 in
you. I got 100 in me.
You had a barbershop topic that said.
I only got 100 in me.
You only got 100 in me.
I only got 150. I got 100.
So listen. So you had a barbershop topic and you asked, should people be dating or in a relationship without the sole purpose being marriage?
Right.
Yeah. So you're not dating right now, right?
Kicking it.
I'm kicking it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So what do you think? What do you think about that? Should people be dating if they don't want to get married, or in a relationship if they don't want to get married?
That's all. Okay. A lot of women feel like you date for a purpose. Like a lot of women who answered on my thing was saying, dating. If we're dating, that means we're dating for a purpose of eventually, hopefully, marriage.
Right.
To me, it doesn't have to be that. To me, if you're dating, you're just dating, especially if you say what it is. Like I say it all the time. I'm single. I don't plan on getting married. I just got divorced. So if you dealing with me or dating me or whatever you're doing with me, as long as you know that, don't think I'm going to change my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then women always say that I'm leaving people alone. Oh, because you took her out and y'all with this, you leaving her on. No, I'm not. I told her what it is. So if she can stop me,
she said she wants to get married and that's why she's dating, you should be the bigger person. Like, we know we're not dating.
I said, no problem.
No problem.
Just making sure. Because then I would feel like, yeah, you are leaving them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because you know that most women.
I'll say, well, you know what? You don't want to talk to me no more. And then the next day they're going to call me. And then we back in the movies again.
Yeah, we back at it. They call me next day.
But that's true.
It do like that. For sure.
But you know what? A lot of women think they're going to change a man. A lot of women, oh my God, ladies, listen, if a man tells you something, he takes something like that, please believe it. Don't be trying to change no man. Please don't.
No.
Don't try, because you would end up hurt trying to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Twice? Do you think that people should be dating if they don't want to get married?
I believe they should just do whatever they want to do to be happy. Let's do that.
Do you think that?
That was a good answer, wasn't it?
That
was hella.
Do whatever you want. Do anything.
Be happy.
Shout out to my boo out there.
This thing on.
Do you think that the goal in a relationship should be marriage? Do you think that the goal in a relationship should be marriage?
Well, sometimes a lot of people aren't ready for that commitment of marriage. And marriage takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, it's a lot of work. People don't even understand how to connect on the five essential levels, but they still want to get married. Like that don't make no sense.
Talk to him twice.
Like,
you went there though.
For real.
For real. You just right though.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually,
right,
spiritually. Excuse me. If you don't connect on all of those
that
levels,
if you're in a relationship and you know you don't want to be married to this person, leave them alone.
what if they cool beings?
Leave them alone.
What if they cool?
You don't have to be in a
vibe?
relationship with them. You can just be friends.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Mr. Friend.
I'm Mr.
Yeah,
Friend.
Mr. Friend.
Yeah.
We just friends.
Y'all hear that?
We just friends. Anybody, we just friends.
We just friends.
Do you think that's because you got married though?
Hell yeah.
So what? What do you mean? So it tainted you that much, or what was it? What was it
I'm
about
hella
marriage?
bitter.
You're bitter? He's bitter.
I can use that word now. Men, we use that word now. 2010, we bitter now.
Yo, look, you got it popping right
You
now.
should probably just throw that word away.
But
Why are you bitter? What about marriage made you bitter?
here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I'll answer that question too, but it goes to it.
And make it about the institution of marriage, not your personal experience.
No, institution marriage. Man, marriage is a beautiful thing. I believe, honestly, no joke. I came up with my mom and dad are still married. You know what I'm saying? Never got divorced. You know, and my dad is in the hospital right now with no legs. My mama's still by his side. My sister got married. My brother got married. I got married. I believe marriage. I know that it is a difference. That's nothing. You know, we don't talk about white people like it is a difference. You know what I mean?
What's
Like when you have two parents at home,
okay.
it is an extra benefit to the child.
It is. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I had the luxury of having my dad come home and do homework, but my friends didn't have luxury because their mom had to work 2-3 jobs, so they had to watch TV all day. It is a difference. You know what I mean? So I totally believe in marriage.
So
I did it though.
Okay.
So I signed up and I got an award. You know what I'm saying? I served my United States of marriage. You feel me? Now I'm out. But so I believe in it. But with me, to answer the question, like I only got one in me. I only got one. And it's mine no matter
what. So you
what.
give up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I gave up. I no problem. Words don't hurt me. I give up. I lost.
You lost?
I lost the battle.
And honestly, men, I believe, I can't generalize everybody, but from me being a barber and talking to thousands of men, we are different than women. A woman, y'all so cold and awesome. Y'all awesome people. You know what I mean? Like, y'all can get hurt.
I'm not going to say thank you.
She wait till I'm done, right? Like, where's he going with this? Where's he going with this? Let me see where he's going. All right. Y'all, a woman can get hurt and move on. Man, a man get hurt like, hell no, I ain't doing that again.
Man,
I ain't doing that again.
Do not move on.
They move on.
When? Because as soon as you start winning an argument, guess what's going to happen? Big 6 years ago.
They'll go there. No, they'll go there. But I mean, as a woman can be in a relationship for 5 years, get dogged out, be single for a year, and next year later with another man. Yeah. Us men, when we go through something bad, it's like, oh hell no, I'm back to player mode. Ain't doing that again. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But why do you think that is? Do you think that's because men are childish?
However you want to say it. Words do not hurt my ear.
What you trying to say?
No, I just say this. I don't have much stuff I do, much stuff I can do, blah blah blah. I don't have enough in me to be married and going through that again. You know what I mean? And to keep it real, I didn't see what tainted me was before I got married, seeing so many fake marriages and so many. I ain't gonna lie, I done been around the block. You know what I mean? And me seeing women who are married but at my house. Why at my house? Yeah. You feel me? And seeing all those times, and then thinking that, and then me getting married, and then I'm like, damn, I could be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Hell no.
But we see a lot of bad stuff, and we still decide to do it. We see a lot of tainted parenthood and things like that, but we still decide to be different.
Yeah, true. And we have the decision not to be involved.
Not to do it.
I ain't mad at you for that, man. I ain't mad at you. But don't put the card, or don't take out everything on the woman. You know, don't rule marriage out. Don't rule it out.
Let me tell you something. It's been 3 awesome women, 3, since I've been divorced, that would be marriage material. Also, I'm talking about awesome women. Everything a man would want, I believe, from financial to good woman, money, all that, degrees, all that. But it's like right now, yeah. Maybe one day in the future, I don't think so. Though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
well, you're saying you can't be 100 again, which
I can't.
You can't be a husband to somebody.
There you go. If I were to be a husband to me, if I were to be a husband to somebody, it'd be unfair for them. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't give you 100, and it's not cool. I know a lot of guys that do that. You know, and I know people who get married next day they cheat. That's on them.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know, I know people who do that, and women next day. You feel me? Next damn day. I'm not like that. I take marriage seriously. So me, since it's serious to me, because I grew around serious marriages, like I can't play around with that. I only got one time to give that up. I gave that up. That happened. Now I'm writing a book.
You should. What you gonna call it?
I've said tell you about myself. The book's called.
The title is "I'm Done with Marriage."
You know what? The book's gonna be called.
I'm only 100 person.
That's gonna be I can only give 100.
It's called The Book I Didn't Want to Write.
Oh, okay.
Because if I didn't get divorced, I wouldn't be writing this book.
How cute is that?
Yeah, that might be violin. She put the
right. It is small or big one.
It's a little one. So
no.
You had another topic that stood out to me, and this one was like, okay, got a little saucy in the comments, but you asked a question, and I don't know if it was a real scenario, and you said if you were a woman and you're dating a man, and he had a daughter that was 19 or 20. And when she spoke to him, she sat down across from him with booty shorts on, with her legs open. If you were that woman, would you say anything?
Right. I can't put myself in a woman's mind to answer that as a woman.
Right, but that's what the question.
But yeah, that's the question.
And you gave your opinion on
it.
it.
I did. I believe like it's all going on. And it got heated too. I had to delete some comments on there.
Why did you delete them?
Because
I keep that sauce on there.
That's too much sauce.
That's too much sauce.
People be tripping. Like on my comments,
I
had to erase it.
Everybody got to see you tripping.
Right. I'm gonna say.
Ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna say the thing was like to me. I said that to me like I have a daughter. She's 16. Right. I'm big on closing your legs. If you got a dress on, skirt, just close your legs. That's not woman-like.
Right.
Lady-like. Close your legs. Right. And even at the barbershop, if I'm cutting hair and my boy got a daughter on the bench, her legs are open, I'm like, hey, close your legs. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, nothing wrong with that. But the argument happened because another friend of mine, she said, girl, you guys men trying to demean us as women and rule us and be powerful over us. Yeah. A woman can do what she want to do. Da-da-da-da-da. Right.
Whoa.
I mean, I go extra with it too. Don't.
Oh, I said so.
You do that? You said that?
Oh yeah, I go extreme. But I mean, I get where she probably was getting at. But well, I really don't know what she was getting at. Really.
Right. That's what I just told you.
In terms of,
tried though.
In terms, I was trying to be there with her.
You're trying to grab it. You're like, I can't. Scroll out.
But I mean, I think that a girl talking to her father with her legs open, I wouldn't right away be like, oh my gosh, she's showing her stuff to her dad. And I felt like that's how the question was kind of posed.
Yeah, because she said she had booty shorts. Yeah. Damn near where her cootie cat was out.
I'm tripping.
Right.
And as a man, it's like, how can you talk to her that way?
Well, maybe he's like, she doesn't know that it's hanging out.
That's why he's supposed to say it.
Then put on some bigger shorts.
Or that.
Like, ain't gonna be my daughter. Right. But she said spread eagle, right? She said her legs over spread eagle.
Who said spread eagle?
But did she say that though?
But where's she sitting spread eagle on?
In the ballet? I don't know.
Yeah, but what is she sitting spread eagle on? That's why I was like, okay, she probably was sitting cross like Indian style.
In my head, I'm like, she's like this. So daddy,
like nobody's sitting like that.
Thing. So daddy,
like yeah. That was just so extra.
Yeah, it was.
That's funny. But okay, so what if a son was sitting like that in front of his dad, in front of his mom, and his junk in the trunk hanging out? Is it the same?
Now you sound like his elderly man now. Like
no, I'm not. I'm saying if I have a son and my son is 19 or 20, he got on shorts and his testicles are hanging out. Can I say that?
Keep continue.
If something's hanging out, let's say, and we don't, because we're implying that her stuff was hanging out with her legs open. So let's imply that the male is too. Like, are we gonna be like, oh my God, her son is right there with his is it that detrimental as well?
Yes, I believe that they should say it.
They should.
But to see where I know you're going with it. To me, as the way we think, it's not detrimental because he's a boy, and
he's not gonna have no shorts on like that.
Right, he'll be sagging. He'll be sagging with his
or the gray sweatpants. The sweatpants.
Oh, with
he
the
just
print.
walking around.
No drawers. That's,
and y'all do that. Y'all do that all the time. Y'all do that on a daily basis.
Oh,
going
yeah?
to the store
You think
and
it's
all
on purpose, too?
In front of mom?
Sometimes some guys are being perverted. In general.
She said the prints on purpose, folks.
In general, men run around like this, right?
Wow.
Some men do. They post some pictures on Instagram like pervert. Nasty. I know what you're doing. But
Don't let her talk about you like that.
He is hilarious.
Double.
But then when women post stuff, it's like, oh, camel toe. Oh, look at her. She's trying to show her all this stuff. But men do it all the time.
It's a double standard.
It really is.
It is. I agree.
But women should be closing their legs.
It's a double standard all the time for women. Women got more double standards than men.
That's what I say.
All the time.
We gotta open the door.
Women have more double standards than men.
Correct.
Talk to him twice.
You're crazy.
How not?
You're crazy.
How many times?
In a male-dominated society, that is impossible.
Women run the world.
I don't know about that.
If they wanted to.
James Brown said it.
Yeah, and James Brown is a smart individual.
James Brown is a smart individual.
For real. How many women get in the club for free all the time? Women can get pretty much their hands on anything
that a double
they
standard?
want. Yes.
Women getting in the club for free?
And women can knock out a dude and not go to jail. A dude, but pluck the girl, he's going to jail.
That's the double standard.
No, it's not. That's the sexualization of women that brings men in. That's what it is.
And the end result is double standard.
And the end result.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Let's look
the
at
end
the
result
finish
of that.
line.
If the women weren't there, y'all wasn't going to be there anyway.
You're correct.
Sometimes, though, because some of y'all men, y'all questionable. Y'all real
Not us men.
I'm not there.
Y'all men.
I'm not.
No problem, whatever you are.
He broke it down to get in the club for free. Child,
Oh, what about fighting? What about violence?
That's not a real issue, though.
Domestic violence is not a real issue.
Domestic violence is, and it is a double standard.
Yeah,
women
for
beat up
sure.
their men.
I done seen a video where this girl pushed this dude 100 times, not 100, maybe like 20 times in the face, and then he pushed her down. Everybody rushed her.
That is a double standard.
For real.
I agree with that, but I mean,
and that's a major one.
A real issue.
Oh, what?
It's a double standard, though. That's all we say.
Okay.
More so than women have more than men. For sure.
Women have more than men.
More double standards.
Whole lot of famous women for being women.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
being women.
Like slutty women, you're saying.
Yes, and
no
by one man like that.
We have no problem with slutty women.
Okay. Is that a real issue, though?
Is that an issue? I wish I could get rich
for an issue for those women, maybe.
That's not an issue for them when they're basking in it.
Oh, so you hate me?
I'm hating.
Just be slutty. Just be slutty. I know you want to.
Mandingo.
Make your way to the top that way.
Nah, we're gonna keep it professional.
Let's not act like men aren't gigolos too.
What's the most publicized? Is that a word?
They ain't gonna be on TMZ.
We know what it means.
Trey songs.
TMZ ain't looking
Trey
for no.
songs.
He's a singer. He got.
And everybody loves that he is Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He have to do that.
Yeah.
He have to do that.
That's what he sings about.
That comes with that.
That's what he sings about.
And what about Eric Benet? He's a well-kept man. Keep cheating on Halle Berry and
never be Eric Benet. Never be him.
Might be. We don't know if she
crazy.
is. We don't know if she is. Might.
I think all women are crazy.
A lot of people say it though.
A lot of people say it.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's your take on the last barbershop topic with the little girl, or the little boy? Like, would you say something? Do you feel like the woman should have said, "Hey, tell your daughter to close her legs"?
Waiting on me.
If I'm speaking to the daughter or to the son?
The daughter. Let's keep it as the first scenario.
I might talk to her myself and be like,
if you were a woman.
If I'm a man, I might tell her like, what a lot of ladies do, they usually close their legs or cross their heels or cross their feet. It's just a little bit a sign. Yeah, I say use the word usually.
I think I'm more direct than that. I think I would just be like, hey.
Well, you're a woman and you're talking to a girl. So if I be direct to her, and then her father might be like, "What you talking to her for?" kind of thing. So That's
why I said if you was a woman twice, but okay.
No, I can't think like that.
I actually think too. I think the question when she asked me to ask that, because that's a personal question she asked me to put on Facebook. I think she asked because she just met the guy and she think that's a big red flag. So I think she thinking, am I tripping? or is it not? Is it something I'm tripping? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think she wanted to know, is that a red flag? Because if he's letting his daughter have her legs wide open, what else is he doing as a father? Even though the daughter's 19, 20, damn, they're grown. You know what I mean?
No.
But if she went as far as her life, her legs open, he might not be a good man for me. So I think she was going that angle to see what people think. Is she tripping or not?
That's
I just don't know. I don't know how often that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how deep it is to be like, oh, what kind of man
To
is
cut him
he?
off, right?
What kind of man is, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, what if she was just chilling and really wasn't thinking about her legs being cocked open as much as she perceived them to be?
True.
Pop should be thinking about it for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, because you're right in my face.
But should he be right there in front of his girlfriend? Well, yeah, that's your daddy. He can say that. Never mind.
All day, I'm like,
right.
Put you on some dark.
Lost your mind.
For real. So I got a couple words for you, and I want you to tell me which one is the most powerful when it comes to communication. Okay. So listening, confidence, empathy, nonverbal cues, respect, clarity.
Most important.
Mm-hmm.
The most important way? Communicating?
In the word of communication.
Which word is more?
Which one is the most important?
Listening.
Listening?
Yep. Because if you're not hearing it all, everything else falls by the side. You can be confident as hell, but if you listen to the person you're talking to, conversing with, what are you confident about?
How would you define a poor listener?
Somebody who's not, well, you can listen, but it's going one ear out of the other ear. A poor listener is somebody who's listening and not actually thinking about the things they're hearing in their head. You know what I mean? Like, okay, she said this. Okay, they're just hearing like, okay, they're doing this. They're hearing it, but they're not hearing it. That's a poor listener to me.
I got a definition for you.
Okay.
And I want you to think about how many people you actually know that have these qualities. You qualify as a poor listener if you frequently interrupt others, rush the speaker to the conclusion, and then if you finish the statement before the speaker finishes it.
Who told you that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Well,
you don't got an opinion, but sometimes.
Who told me that?
Yeah, who told you that? Where did you get that from?
What you mean?
Because I do that all the time.
I know you
do.
I know you do.
Was he subbing you?
That was up, right? Sub me real quick.
I believe some people cut people off for two reasons. One, they might believe that's where they're going with it. You know what I mean? They're listening so well that they think that's where they're going. So they're going to say it for them. And some people cut people off because they kind of disagree with it and they want to cut them off. So they can't take it anymore. They can't take what they're hearing anymore and they cut them off. Like, nah. So I don't see as a poor listener, they keep listening so hard that that's what becomes, that's the difference between an argument and a conversation. You know what I mean?
The way you listen?
The way you listen to me and how you perceive the other person that's giving it to you.
So which one would you say out of those is your least, the one you are the least best at?
Say them again.
Okay, we got listening, confidence, empathy, nonverbal cues, respect, clarity. Which one you have the most trouble with when you're communicating with other individuals?
Only I'll say clarity because I talk fast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I talk really fast.
I'm sitting here trying to think of mine. What's my worst one?
Nonverbal cues.
Nonverbal cues.
My nonverbals are on point, okay?
No,
confidence. I read.
Your face will stare break a
my
hole.
nonverbal cues may be bad for somebody.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
They may be reading me very all the way left.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, that's what we
I
talking
can agree with that.
I think I got all of them wrong.
You think you got all of them?
I think all of them are issues for me. Yeah.
Listening might be a big one.
I listen better than you.
Ooh, let's have a listen off.
Right.
1, 2, 3.
Both of y'all shut up.
It got hella petty, didn't it?
I'm win.
No. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like so. Would you say you said clarity is the one for you?
Probably only. I'll choose that because I talk fast.
Man,
and you have a list.
A list, yes, ma'am.
You caught that?
You didn't?
You so shady.
I can hear it.
Oh.
So have you learned how to cook?
You're so shady.
I can't do nothing.
Tell me about this cooking stuff, because you said that you're raising 3 kids right now.
Yep. I'm raising 3 boys in my house.
And you've never cooked?
I tried one time last year or 2 years ago.
First time you cooked, Jim?
First time in my life.
Yeah, right.
When's
How
the
you
last
been
time?
eating?
My man.
Oh my goodness. But he's single. You have a wife at home, okay? So
that's more reason I ain't gotta cook.
Exactly. So I'm saying it's not okay for him. He has to cook. It's not okay for him.
I just feel why he haven't cooked. You just got out of your marriage. I get it. I understand.
How long were you married?
8 years.
Ooh, you did some good work there.
I was in that war.
He's in the field.
Anyway, you never went grocery shopping either, because I seen you asking about, is there meat already cut up? I'm like, child, are you walking around the grocery store or what?
I really don't know nothing about that.
Oh my goodness.
How about tissue, paper towels, condoms?
That's about it. That's what your grocery list looks like.
You don't even buy Pepsi.
Pepsi.
You know, I get
the mogul, ladies and gentlemen.
So did you get the crock pot? I seen people telling you.
Not yet. I'm going to. That's a slow burner, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to get that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Proud of you.
Yeah. So we got a couple more questions for you before we wrap it up. So, if you were to time travel, run into your 18-year-old self, but he couldn't say nothing, you couldn't tell him nothing, but he knew what you were doing, what would your 18-year-old self say about what you've done today?
So make sure I'm saying the right thing. So I go back in time. The 18-year-old Twix sees the 39-year-old Twix. I can't say nothing to him. He just sees me, what I'm doing.
Yes.
What would he say about me?
Yes.
You know what? Honestly, I think he would say, good job.
Yeah.
But I'm 39. If I was 49, I was in the same position, I think the 18-year-old me would be like, you're not achieving what you're supposed to be achieving.
He wouldn't tell you was like a sellout. You went down the wrong path. You probably wanted to do something else, and into the streets a little bit.
No.
He wouldn't tell you none of that?
No, I'll just believe right now. I think you're like, okay, you're the good path. But like I said, 10 years from now, if I'm doing the exact same thing right now, because I always got ambition. You know what I mean? My mother and father weren't entrepreneurs, but they taught us how to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah. I
tell people all the time, you don't got to be an entrepreneur. Teach your kids how to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? You just put it in them. Be a leader. Be a leader. My dad made sure, be a leader. Be a leader. Why'd you do that? Don't copy them. Don't follow them. Do your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, at 18, I knew I was going to do something. You know what I mean? I had ideas. I signed to a record label when I was young, so I thought I was going to be a known rapper. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I hit 18, though, I'm like, well, you know what? Let me start getting in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. I got signed in 8th grade.
Oh, for real?
So by the time I hit senior high school, I'm like, well, you know what? Let me go to barber school and get a backup plan because I'm not, no rich rapper yet.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years then?
10 years, honestly, I'm running for mayor 2021.
Nice.
So 10 years from, thank you. So 10 years from now, I should be my second term. I should have a school. I'm gonna get a junior high school, entrepreneur school, the first school of entrepreneurs. To teach people how to be entrepreneurs and how to buy a house and get a credit straight versus everything else. You know what I mean? Only like 7% of people start college graduate. So, you know what I mean? College is great, but it ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't become an entrepreneur, if you got an entrepreneur way of thinking, you think differently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can raise more entrepreneurs and whatnot. So, in the future, 10 years from now?
10 years.
I would like to be in that position where my kids run my businesses and I have a few inventions I need to put out there.
No, okay.
Hopefully some strikes on. So I got to me, some good ideas.
Man,
They can have me out of there.
Yes, sir.
So why mayor?
Because
opposed to governor or anything
because
else?
North Las Vegas, like the mayor in the city of North Las Vegas is the head of North Vegas. I'm going to run for councilman, but no disrespect to councilmen, I got councilmen's friends. But all a councilman can do.
Councilmen are friends.
They're my friends.
Politicians are friends.
They're my friends. Good, ask my friends. But the reason people are like, why don't you go to councilman first? I'm like, no, go for mayor. Because to me, I'm a councilman already. A councilman is somebody who talks to people. You know what I'm saying? Hear their issues.
Low-key, you already
and then bring it to the mayor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not really doing anything but listening and giving them ideas. Okay, how about you do this instead? Or I'll give it to the mayor. In North Las Vegas, I never recall ever in my life the mayor of North Las Vegas coming to any school I've been in. Ever. People don't even know the mayor's name in North Las Vegas. People, if I showed a picture of him right now, but any mayor, you like, who's the mayor of Las Vegas? Like, I don't know. People don't even know. I've never seen a commercial for the mayor of North Las Vegas or anything. You know why? Because it's guaranteed these certain people are going to win because they already have it in the structure. You know what I mean? So I become mayor, I want to implement certain things in schools. I'm going to talk to these kids. I'm going to be around.
So that's your main goal, is to improve the education.
Yeah, improve education and improve self-esteem, economics, anything I can to try to improvement. If one person,
That's excellent.
right? If one person changed, I did my job. To me.
What would be your top 3 issues to change in North Las Vegas?
That's a great question.
Real good question. Issues are things that happen in. Well, I'll say issues. So issues, like you said. One, the housing. The housing in North Vegas gets looked down at. You know what I mean? Oh, North Vegas, the houses. Oh, that's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The housing. Oh, the housing problem in North Vegas. Yeah. I can't live out there because North Vegas. Like Uber people be scared to drive in North Vegas.
So you want to change the image.
The image of it.
Okay.
That's
perception.
Right. That kind of covers everything. Right.
How would you do that? Just
well, one talking to our PR and talking to our people too. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, take care of your yard. Showing them how if you take care of your house and take care of the neighborhood and don't allow your kids to put graffiti on the wall. As we saw on Boys in the Hood a long time ago, he's breaking down. Exactly, the value will go up. The more value goes up, the more money literally you have in your pocket.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That changes everything. You know, and so I want to, show that. Another thing is it's not an issue, but I really want Black children to learn Spanish. You know what I mean? Mexico's right there. See, a long time ago, people talking bad, all Mexicans. Well, Mexicans are right there. California, they're right here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? North Las Vegas is more Mexican than anything else. Yeah. So how we don't know Spanish?
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I didn't
cheat. Spanish for 3 years at Western, not to downplay my education, and I still don't know because my teacher sucked. We need better educators too.
True.
Yeah, I know how to read. I don't know how to listen to.
We got apps we can teach ourselves now.
No, I agree, but I'm still talking about what happened in
I'm terrible
school.
at the apps. I cheated to get through my Spanish.
Okay, so you want Blacks to know Spanish.
Yep, I do. Okay. Yep. And I want to have more events out there besides having the R&B concert is dope. Mm-hmm. You know, that's cool. You need Craig Park to be a few of them. That's good. But like big events in the city of North Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Like they do everywhere else. Like downtown Summerlin has big events. You know what I mean? Have their own little parade now. You know what I mean? Stuff like that to make you feel good about yourself and get where you live at. You know what I mean? It's a mirror. Look good in the mirror, the person you're looking at. You know.
Dope.
That's dope. I like all of those.
Yeah. Thank you. So what can we find you at for the listeners if they want to come find you or anything like that?
So you can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram under Vegas Twix. Well, at Vegas Twix with 2 X's. You know, Vegas Twix with 2 X's. Facebook, you type in Robert Taylor or Robert Twix Taylor. I got 2 personal pages. I have a Twix Entertainment page where I put all my parties at. I have another page. Anybody who wants to know what's going on in Vegas, or if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, radio host, anything, join TwixIsTheHomie.network page. I made a page just for that. Because literally daily, I'm hooking people up with each other. So this puts you in the same page because I have to approve you. So if you're fraudulent, I'm not approving. If I know you're doing some scam stuff, I approve you. So if I approve you, I know you're right with it. Yeah. So now, if you go on my page right now and look, you see all these businesses promoted right now on my page. To me, which is cool. Yeah. Because they're using it as an outlet, right? In real life, Fade 'em All Barbershops, Fade 'em All North, Fade 'em All West, Fade 'em All University and PhD Salon, Fade 'em All Centennial, Fade 'em All Summerlin, and Ivory Salon.
Yeah, you're a full-time barber still, correct?
We're gonna make a list in the comments.
Right. And I'm actually at my new shop on the corner of Sahara and Buffalo, Fade 'em All Summerlin and PhD Salon. I have a nail tech there, hook you up, ladies, braider, stylists, barbers, all that. We got you. Oh yeah. I got a rental car business I'm watching right now too.
I told you got your hands in everything.
I'm trying to.
Everything. Real for real, man. That's dope, man. That's dope. Man.
Can I know you gotta go. Can I leave you something my dad told me?
Yes.
It's very important.
Yes.
For everybody.
Yeah, shoot. We need some gems.
I'm trying to do it fast. I know I'm talking.
No, take your time.
Right. So, like I said, I used to step when I was in high school. So we made a club in college too. But my father never saw me perform ever, and he lived with me. He never saw me perform, right? So I asked him my last show, the Big Step show, the end of the year. Remember the Big Step show back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. I asked my dad, said, "That's my last show. Can you come see me perform? Because you never seen me perform before." My dad used to be a dancer at Langston University. That's where my mom at, Langston University, Black College, right? Historic Black College. So my dad came to the show. Long story short, we ended up winning the step show, right? I was a step master of the show, right? So I'm talking to my dad after the show. I'm like, "Dad, what do you think?" Because he finally saw me perform. He said, "You know what, Bob?" He calls me Bob. He said, "You know what, Bob?" He said, "I noticed everybody, was saying your name, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I told you, I'm kind of popular, Dad." He said, "Too many people to be broke in life." Baby, right there. All the enjoyment of me having that trophy in my hand, he was something so real that I the next day I was like, "He's right. You're popular for what? People know you for what? You got all these followers on Instagram for what? You're on Facebook for what? Just to press like?" You know what I mean? There's voids to fill in Las Vegas. This is the last big city left where there's things you can open up and actually make a financial gain and put stability to your family. You know what I'm saying? And you're popular for what? Figure it out and make it happen.
Yeah, that was a good one right there.
I like that.
For sure. I appreciate that, Jim.
Hey,
you got any more final thoughts for us?
Oh yeah. Fight party I'm doing at the mansion. Hit me up on my Facebook page, get information. That's August 26th, fight night. I'm doing a pool party the next day with Miss Riley, who owns Alter Ego. It's gonna be nice. And my birthday, I'm turning 40.
Yeah.
The party is October 21st at the Hard Rock Cafe. It's the grown folks prom. I'm talking about men in tuxedos, ladies in ballroom dresses, and cocktail dresses, unless they want to wear tuxedos, they can too. I don't discriminate. What you want to wear. You dig? But it's a black tie event, October 21st. It's going to be really nice. A live band and a DJ at the Hard Rock, October 21st.
For sure.
And that's it. Yiddy!
Yeah, show. The big
Proud of y'all.
O.
Thank you.
Big O.
My show.
Oh, you got any final thoughts today?
I do. My final thoughts go out to Black people, first of all. We got to stop doing things that are soothing and do things that actually help us. So stop fixing the symptoms and actually fix the issues. Yeah,
I like that. I like that for real, because that's gonna, make sure that we all get on one accord and become, one, unified. So that's what we really need. That's what we really need. And what I need for y'all to do, we're gonna actually do something new. What I need for you to do, artists, go to shenanigansontheradio.com. Actually, at gmail.com, send in your music. What we want to do is we want to put your music on 91.5 KUNV. We want to start running that music. So go ahead and send it out. Once again, that's shenanigansontheradio at gmail.com. Go check that out. My boy Lucius, they call him the new B. Go send it to him. He's going to make sure that you got everything popping. And another thing, I need for y'all to go over to OverTheTopLv.com because they stay popping. We got every artist that you're looking for. We got the painters, the poets. We got the community leaders. Anybody that's doing anything in Las Vegas that is financially great or substantially great, we got them on there too. And remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'll be a better place. Love, baby.